us this evening. I'm Jordan Taylor.
And I'm Kyra Carmona. Welcome to National Sports Entertainment News. The 2012 was a banner year for the MTSU football. It marked the final year for the Blue Raiders as members of the Sun Belt Conference and also one of their best under head coach Rick Stockstill. After a 2-10 finish to the 2011 season, the Blue Raiders bounced back in a big way. Their 8-4 record is their best since their 10-3 record and bowl win in 2009. Senior Anthony Amos led all MTSU receivers with 72 catches for 992 yards and 9 touchdowns. Rising senior Logan Kilgore had the best season as a Blue Raider, throwing for 2,571 yards and 19 touchdowns. Running back Benny Cunningham was prized for a career high, rushing for 600 yards in 4 games, including a 217-yard performance in the Blue Raiders' 49-28 victory over Georgia Tech. With Cunningham gone, they hope that the combination of Regin Watley, Jordan Parker, Kilgore, and all-purpose back Jeremiah Bryson will lead them to the Conference USA. The MTSU baseball season is wrapping up, and the team started off strong. They started off with one of the best records in the NCAA baseball, winning 9 of their first 11 games. Then the Blue Raiders cooled off quite a bit, losing 11 of 13 games. This dropped them into the 8th overall in the Sun Belt Conference. They also began their first ever season being played on our very own MT10 network, which may have helped their winning streak all season. Currently, the Blue Raiders have a 24-22 record, but their conference record isn't looking so hot. They are going 18-13 and very deep jeopardy of not making the NCAA tournament. They only have 10 more regular season games, 6 of them are home in Murfreesboro. They will face South Alabama Jaguars, Louisiana Monroe Warhawks, and Western Kentucky Hilltoppers to end the season. Western Kentucky swept them this year in 3 games in Bowling Green, and they have yet to play either the Warhawks or the Jaguars.
The MTSU men's basketball team had a historic season. The Blue Raiders finished the non-conference part of their schedule 9-3. This included wins over 2 SEC opponents, Ole Miss and Vanderbilt. The Blue Raiders continued their dominance throughout the Sun Belt Conference play. The team finished the regular season 18-1 in the conference and 27-4 overall. This record was good enough to get them into the big dance for the first time since 1989. However, the Raiders lost to St. Mary's 67-54. The women's basketball team also had a good season. The Lady Raiders went into conference play with a 6-4 record, but that's when they turned the season around. The team finished the regular season with a 16-3 conference record and a 22-7 record overall. The Raiders were given a 12 seed in the NCAA tournament where they were defeated by Louisville 74-49.
He easily had the strongest arm of any of the quarterbacks in this draft class, but even that was not enough. Former Tennessee quarterback Tyler Bray topped the list of the undrafted players after the NFL draft this weekend. Bray, along with former Tennessee teammate Dave Rick Rogers, will have to sign a free agent contract in order to have a shot in the league. Other notable undrafted stars included massive Georgia nose tackle Kiwam Gothers, Arizona dual-threat quarterback Matt Scott, and Vanderbilt quarterback Jordan Rogers, the brother of NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers. It might not have been on the level of Peyton Manning, but Jarnell Stokes has the Vols pretty excited for next season. The weekend, the 6'8" power forward announced that he will return from his junior season at Tennessee. Stokes posted a career high in game per rebounds and per game and earned Associated Press second team All-SEC as a sophomore. A coach Kunzo Martin hopes that Stokes returning All-SEC guard Jordan McRae and healthy Jerron Mayman can lead the Vols back into an NCAA tournament.
Still ahead on NSEN, we'll update you with what's been going on in the NBA playoffs.
And Parrish Hodge will tell us what's going on in sports entertainment.
Welcome back to NSEN. The Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets went head-to-head in a close game last night. Kevin Durant and the Thunder were looking for the sweep over the Houston Rockets. Kevin Durant was keeping his team in the game. Durant hits this short jumper to get within 1 of the Rockets, bringing the score 63-62 Rockets. Kevin Durant tries to save this loose ball, but Houston comes up with it, and Chandler Parsons gets the ball for the slam. Carlos Delfino steals the ball and gets a fast break dunk over Durant and the foul. With a chance to tie the game, Serge Ibaka misses an easy layup under the basket, and the Rockets get the win to avoid the sweep. The Rockets win the game 105-103.
The Celtics escaped the dustpan in Sunday's 97-90 win over the Knicks. Carmelo Anthony scored 36 points, but made the only 10 of his 35 field goal attempts in this game for a loss. Raymond Felton helped out with an added 27 points, but with the absence of shooting guard J.R. Smith, the Knicks struggled to keep a steady scoring pace throughout the game. For the Celtics, Jason Terry came through in a major way in the final seconds of the game, putting up a three-pointer and connecting on a 15-footer with free throws and a layup to close out the game. The Celtics are only the second team in NBA history to walk away with a victory in overtime during a playoff series.
As the Bulls lead the first-round series against the Nets 3-2, nationally, people still are skeptical about them excelling onward without their leader, Derrick Rose. As they still have their lead in the series, can they hold on to it and make it to the next round? Or will Deron Williams and the Nets come back and make a comeback? Brooklyn would shoot 50% from the field in the whole game with major help from starting center Brook Lopez with his 28 points on the board. Nate Robinson would go for 20 points, 8 assists, 1 steal to help the Bulls send the Nets back to their doorsteps. As the Nets showed a lot of effort to not get eliminated, Nate Robinson and Rose less Bulls would still let the Nets have Game 5. The final would be 110-91. And in one more competitive series in these playoffs, the Memphis Grizzlies and LA Clippers are tied at 2 games each. The Clippers, who are led by their fearless and aggressive leader Chris Paul, who is averaging 19 points and 7 assists during the first round, are projected to win this series. But it is not going to be easy with the physical presence of Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol, who are up to this point dominating the paint with their size and aggression. Also the tenacious defense of Tony Allen, who has caused problems for Paul so far, limiting the guard to 8 points in 2 games. Mike Conley has continued to prove his lead, leading the Clippers.
In the NBA playoffs, Warriors led the Nuggets 2-1. We'll start in the first high ball screen for Steph Curry. He gets it to Andrew Bogut, and Bogut using every bit of his 7-foot frame there. He's been the X factor in this series, and if he continues this, the Nuggets are in big trouble. Another guy that causes a lot of trouble, Steph Curry, there is 2 of his 31, and here is 3 of his 31. Oh, and the little man can drive too. Did I hear him say? And 1, Curry again in the third with a fast break opportunity. Instead, cuts left and pulls up for 3. How do you even begin to guard that? Don't ask me. All I know is the Warriors win 115-101.
And now to baseball. The Braves and Tigers on Sunday Night Baseball. We'll pick it up in the bottom of the third. Still scoreless, but not for long, as Austin Jackson absolutely hammers this one into the left field stands, and the Tigers are up 3. 7th inning now. Tigers only up a run, but Omar Infante with the emphatic swing. He was 2 for 4 on the game. Tigers up 2. Miguel Cabrera at the plate now. Remind you, he is a Triple Crown winner. Counts 3-0, but we don't show base on balls here on NSEN. We show you the long balls. And that swing for Cabrera counts for 3 as the Tigers go up 5 and win by a score of 8-3 the final.
Coming up on NSEN, one NBA player has shocked the sports world.
And Phil Layton will give us the results from UFC 159.
An NBA star has made a bold move by coming out of the closet. Washington Wizards center Jason Collins has admitted to being gay in a Sports Illustrated article. He's the first active major athlete to do so. Collins has the support of Kobe Bryant and Tony Parker, but not the support of NFL star Mike Wallace, who went to Twitter expressing his disgust. Collins' ex-fiancée Carolyn Moons, whom he dated for 7 years, says she had no idea he was gay and was shocked when he finally told her last weekend. The Boston Pride has invited Jason to lead their parade this summer, which he claims is the reason he came out. Antoine Jameson says we should be realistic when it comes to gay athletes. Jameson is happy that Jason Collins has came out and can now be himself. He says no matter what, he will support him. When asked if he would feel comfortable in a locker room with Collins, he responded, "Yes, why wouldn't I?"
Many other players support Collins' decision to come out, but Jameson says we should be realistic and know there are some closed-minded individuals out there who won't accept him. Michael Jordan has tied the knot with his former model girlfriend, Yvette Prieto. The wedding took place Saturday in Palm Beach where 500 guests attended. Among them were Tiger Woods, Scottie Pippen, and Patrick Ewing. Given his record, let's hope Tiger didn't get too close to the bride. There were performances by Usher, Robin Thicke, and K-John. Their reception was decked out with candles with white roses and tulips with purple accent. The cost of the wedding was $10 million. Tony Parker would just like to take time out to apologize to all the Laker fans. The San Antonio Spurs point guard feels really bad for leading his team to a win against the Los Angeles Lakers. Parker and his French girlfriend hit up a Hollywood club Friday night after beating the Lakers in Game 3 of the first round of the NBA playoffs. A TMZ photographer who is a Laker fan thanked the Spurs player for winning, to which he responded, "Sorry." Tim Tebow may have been released from the New York Jets, but it looks like he may have a backup plan. The quarterback has been offered a job to coach for the Legends Football League, formerly known as the Lingerie Football League. Tebow's agent was sent a letter from the LFL moments after he was released from the Jets. The letter doesn't say exactly what he will be doing or what he will be getting paid, but with his NFL career coming to a close, it's better than nothing. We shall see if Tebow takes him up on that offer.
Floyd Money Mayweather is scheduled to take on Robert the Ghost Guerrero this Saturday night at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Mayweather comes into the fight undefeated with a record of 43-0, and Guerrero looks to be the one to hand the champ his first notch in the loss column. Guerrero seems to have a lot of confidence in his aggressive style of boxing going into the fight and hopes that his youth will give him an edge. But Mayweather is one of the greatest counter-strikers in the sport and looks forward to Guerrero punching himself out early and picking apart his defense. His last fight against Miguel Cotto was a unanimous decision by the judges, but came just over a year ago. Can the champ hold on and improve his unbeaten record, or will the Ghost stun the world and dethrone the champ? Tune in this Saturday to find out.
Who is the best team in baseball? Find out after the break.
Welcome back to NSEN. I'm Jordan Taylor, and I'm here with Justin Beasley and Matt Hagen, and we're here to discuss a little baseball. So, Matt, who do you think has been the best team in the MLB so far?
Well, at the beginning of the season, I would have said the Braves, but right now it looks like actually the Cincinnati Reds are doing a lot better in the NL. My four right now would be the Braves, the Reds, the Rockies, and the Diamondbacks, actually. The Diamondbacks are an up-and-coming team. They've been doing everything they can do this year with just hitting, pitching, and everything. Come up to second right now in the NL West. I'm just shocked because they haven't been a good team over the last several years.
Well, the Braves loses a 4 straight, and really the team that put it into that train, that unmovable object we thought was Detroit. I mean, speaking a lot about them. Also, you talk about the Cincinnati Reds in the Central. Milwaukee's won 9 in a row as well. I mean, that says a lot to the NL Central. The Cardinals have been great. Their bullpen's just as good as it was last year. And I've said it all along, the NL West, I think that's going to be fluctuated division all throughout the year. You look at it right now, the division leader and the bottom team, 2 games separate. So it'll be like that for a while.
Yeah, the Braves actually won last night to make it first win in 5 games. They've won 4 of their last 12. The Central is a complete toss-up. 4 teams within half a game of each other.
You can't forget the Pirates. They've been on a hot streak ever since they won that series against the Braves.
Yeah, Andrew McCutchen, he's great in Pittsburgh, but I'll never have them winning the division if they cannot get him a battery mate. I mean, Pedro Alvarez out there, I mean, he's all right, but I mean, he can't hit left-handed pitching. If you don't get somebody for McCutchen, if you don't get somebody in Seattle for Hernandez, it's just not going to work there. You can't be a one-man team. We've seen that with LeBron in Cleveland. now he's in Miami. There's a reason why. You got to get help.
Yeah, I can agree with that one. Who do you think is going to be the best in the AL this year? Right now, the AL East looks like to be a toss-up. The Boston's doing pretty good for me right now.
Well, see, that's the thing. Boston right now, I think they're, 18-9. The Yankees are second in that division. They have A-Rod, Derek Jeter, all those superstars out. Nobody else is taking hold of the division. I think the Red Sox would be up there at the top half throughout the whole year because you looked at the last 2 years. They've had a great team, but they've had managerial issues. They don't have that this year. Only thing they hear about in Boston, other than I guess the bottom 2 weeks, is how great of a team they have, not the drama that's ensuing in the dugout. So I think they'll be at the top half for a while.
Right. Nobody really expected the Yankees and Red Sox to come out this year. Everybody thought, it'd be an Orioles and Blue Jays kind of season for the AL East.
Yeah, I would agree. And my embarrassment from 4 weeks ago was picking the Houston Astros to make the playoffs. I still think they might do it. They're still a long shot. But they beat the Yankees 9-1 yesterday. And no one would have expected that with a team that's paying $21 million for their entire roster.
A-Rod gets $29 million, I think.
Yeah, I think there's 10 players that are getting paid more than the Houston Astros roster this year.
Well, Matt, here's the thing. You picked the Astros to win. I'm not going to clown you for saying that, but if they were to keep winning, you would look like a genius, so the upside's there. I have the Rangers winning that division. The Angels, they have the best batting average. They leave a lot of runners on base. Just like the AL East, there's going to be time where those teams are going to need to, like the Athletics and Mariners, they're going to need to get those wins early because when the Los Angeles starts to click, they're going to be right up there with the Texas Rangers in October.
Yeah, and Pujols got 2 home runs yesterday to pull him up to 4 overall. He's still on pace, possibly to get 30 for the 13th consecutive season, more than anybody else ever has.
Yeah, he's still hitting for power. The average isn't there. Josh Hamilton, he's not really doing anything, and that's the reason why Texas didn't sign him. He's on this back end of his career, on his back nine, not producing in Texas. He's not going to produce with the Angels. Detroit in the Central, though, I think hands down they have that division. I know the Royals are second, but I mean, every year they pretty much start out hot and then they kind of fade off into the desert. So I think the Detroit's got that division by a long shot.
And they probably do, but the Royals, you have to admit, they've done really well at the beginning of the season. They've got a great batting average. They've got some great pitching. They may not stumble as much as they have in the past few years because they've got a deep team overall.
They're another team. They were able to pick up one against the Braves, and they kind of went on a hot streak ever since that, too.
Yeah, it seems like whoever beats the Braves next is going to be on a hot streak.
Well, so you look at Detroit, they beat the Braves. They swept them, even on national television for all the Braves fans down in Atlanta and here in Murfreesboro. I mean, how do you like that? But Verlander didn't even pitch the series. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, sweeping them without Verlander, without your best stuff, I mean, that speaks a lot.
No, the Braves lost 1 of 3 to Kansas City. 2 of 3 to Kansas City.
No, it was they split the series.
They split the series to Kansas City. They lost 3 of 4 to the Pirates. They got swept by the Tigers, but all of their losses came on the road. Right. They're just not a good road team this year, and that's usually what they
got to look. They played a lot of games on the road the past couple weeks.
They played 8 or 9 straight, and they lost all but 1 of them. I was shocked on that because I'm a Braves fan, but I still don't see what they're going to do. The Braves. They're looking like tonight. Right now, they're up 8. Last I saw was 8-1, and we're trying to figure out what they've got to do to keep this streak up. They can't lose 4 out of their last 12 every single time and expect to make it.
Well, Hayward right now is on the DL. I don't see Philadelphia really doing much. It seems like Cliff Lee, he's there, but Roy Halladay, the stuff that he used to win is just kind of fading away. And Kobe Bryant, he had the athleticism to win, but he learned earlier on in his career he's not going to have that athleticism when he gets older. He's going to have to learn how to make those tough shots. We'll see how Roy Halladay can kind of adapt to not having his stuff anymore like we've been accustomed to seeing him have.
But the Phillies, they're one of those teams that if they get hot, they're going to be good. If they can get their pitching straight, then they're going to be a good team. They've got the talent.
Just like Washington with Steven Strasburg. Strasburg's not done well, but who knows what they're going to do.
Well, that's all we got for you in the MLB segment. When we come back, we're going to have the NFL draft recap with Evan Ward and Jeremy. So we'll be right back.